Hello, and welcome to the 5th episode of my Arma 3 Showcase series. Today's topic is the F-15 Eagle mod by Firewill. Firewill's aircraft are expertly crafted and are some of the best aircraft mods you can get your hands on in Arma 3. The McDonnell F-15 Eagle is an American twin-engine, all-weather, 4th-generation tactical fighter aircraft designed by McDonnell Douglas, which is now part of Boeing. The United States Air Force chose the F-15 design submitted by McDonnell Douglas in 1967 to be the service's first dedicated air superiority fighter. The F-15 was a whole new way of fighter aircraft design and mentality, which focused primarily on maneuverability as a dogfighter. Immense power, a thrust-to-weight ratio exceeding 1:1, and stunning array of firepower combined to make the Eagle one of the deadliest aircraft to ever take to the skies. Commonly known as America's Fighter, the Eagle first flew in July 1972 and entered service in 1976 as the F-15A. With over 100 victories and 0 aerial combat losses, it is among the most successful modern fighters in the world. A majority of its aerial victories are, surprisingly, not with the United States pilots behind the stick, but with Israelis during the 3-year conflict with Palestine that began in 1979, in which Israeli F-15As downed 13 Syrian MiG-21s and 2 Syrian MiG-25s over Lebanon. These MiGs were also the Eagle's first taste of blood, and Israel would go on to add another 41 kills during the 1982 Lebanon War. The United States wouldn't use the Eagle in combat until 1991 during the Gulf War conflict against Saddam Hussein's Air Force. The F-15 was initially criticized for being too large to be a dedicated dogfighter, which ultimately led to the lightweight fighter program that directly resulted in the development of both the F-16 and the F-A-18 Hornet. The Eagle has been exported to Israel, Japan, Saudi Arabia, and South Korea. Originally envisioned as a pure air superiority aircraft, the Eagle's design included a secondary ground attack capability that was largely unused, although somewhat put to use by the Israelis in the early 80s against Syrian targets. The aircraft design proved flexible enough that an all-weather strike derivative, the F-15E Strike Eagle, an improved and enhanced version, entered service in 1989 and has been exported to several nations. The Strike Eagle boasts an impressive suite of air-to-ground munitions and has become a common sight in Southeast Asia, flying missions out of many U.S. allied air bases to strike targets in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, and potentially even Iran should the need arise. The F-15 boasts one of the most expanded armaments of any U.S. fighter. The Eagle has lived through the development and maturity of multiple air-to-air and air-to-ground munitions, such as the Aim-9 Sidewinder, which began its service on the F-15A as the Aim-9P, and is now fully matured to the revered Aim-9X, with extreme high off-bore sight capability. Beyond visual range combat became a more reliable method of attack under the direction of the F-15, as the Aim-7 Sparrow went from a 15% kill ratio during the Vietnam conflict to over 68% during the first Gulf War, as the Sparrow received more modernized upgrades. In 1985, the United States flexed its technological prowess by being the first nation to destroy an orbiting satellite with an aircraft-launched anti-satellite missile. The F-15 was the perfect platform from which to launch the ASAT, and on the 13th of September 1985, over the Pacific Missile Test Range in California, Major Doug Pearson became the first and only pilot to destroy a satellite. This message resonated loudly with the Soviet Union and told them that their spy satellites were not out of reach. The Aim-120 Amraam is a marriage of the world-renowned Aim-54 Phoenix and the Aim-7 Sparrow. Credited with 10 confirmed kills, the Amraam is the most prolific beyond visual range missile ever made, with over 14,000 produced for the United States Air Force, United States Navy, and over 33 international customers. The F-15's powerful AN/APG-63 version 1 radar can track up to 14 targets in real time and has the ability to attack 6 of those targets simultaneously. As of February 2020, only a handful of F-15s have received the AN/APG-63 version 3 active electronically scanned array radar, which provides a massive boost to the pilot's situational awareness. This advanced fire control radar and external sensor stores such as the Talon Hate data link pod launches the capabilities of the F-15 from the 4th generation into the 4.5+ generation of aircraft, which bridges the gap between the F-15 and the newer F-22 and F-35, allowing all three airframes to communicate via sensors and give their pilots complete battlefield situational awareness. In the beginning, the ground attack capabilities of the F-15 were almost an afterthought. However, with the development of the F-15E Strike Eagle, all of that changed. The Strike Eagle, launched in 1989, became and is to this day the world's premier strike aircraft. Capable of carrying out all-weather, day or night strike missions, the F-15E is a monster of a weapons platform. The Strike Eagle can hold up to 16 Mark 82 500-pound bombs, a multitude of bunker-busting Paveway series munitions, and the entire family of cluster bombs ranging from the CBU-87 to the modern CBU-105 sensor-fused weapon. Up to 8 2,000-pound bombs can be carried, with a full air-to-air payload of Aim-9s and Aim-120s, as well as a full magazine of 20mm M61A1 Vulcan cannon ammunition. Large multifunction displays, GPS and laser-guided weaponry, onboard sensor and targeting pods, and conformal fuel tanks give the Strike Eagle the ability to dominate the battlefield day or night. During Operation Iraqi Freedom, F-15Es destroyed 60% of the Iraqi Republican Guard's total force and destroyed 65 MiGs while on the ground. Iraqi Air Force pilots simply refused to fly when the F-15 was overhead because they knew they'd be struck down within minutes of getting airborne. Early F-15s were powered by Pratt & Whitney F100 Pw 100 turbofan engines, which provided about 23,000 pounds of thrust at full afterburner. In 1975, the Strike Eagle shattered 8 time-to-climb records, one of which saw the F-15 scream to an altitude of 98,425 feet in just 3 minutes and 27 seconds. The early F-100 engines were deadly prone to compressor stalls and sometimes failed to fire the afterburner, resulting in a hard start. Many of these problems were solved with the advent of the F-100 Pw 220 engines, which were designed and fielded in 1986 and are still powering the fleet to this day. The Dash 220 engines provided a huge increase in thrust at 29,160 pounds each and include a massive reliability increase in all areas of wear and tear. The massive thrust count has one huge drawback. The F-15 is a thirsty aircraft. At full afterburner, the F-15 can drain 8,000 pounds of fuel in about 10 minutes, which means its max fuel capacity of 23,280 pounds would be gone in roughly 25 to 30 minutes of afterburner use. The F-15's cost to operate is about 3 times that of the F-16, but ultimately has no effect on its combat capability, save for the fact that it is monstrously expensive to maintain in significant numbers. Only the most powerful militaries in the world can afford strike aircraft like the F-15E, and with powerful nations backing its future development in a world that is more and more chaotic, the F-15 has a firm place in the future of warfare. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and help my channel grow. I primarily make Arma 3 content and would love your guys' suggestions in the comment section. I read all of your comments, and your messages are a huge factor that drives the channel in the direction it's going. Thank you all again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.